Sup fams, EEPMON here, channel Eeps, episode 103, continuing my conversations with accomplished interior designer Maria Tsang, part 5 of 6. The overarching theme is about creative diversification across generations, insights from experience. Let's begin.
So that's why I'm saying, like, your friends, those very successful illustrators, graphic designers, artists, maybe because in their client's eye, they already tag them as expensive on the pedestal.
I see.
And then there is no excuse or an opportunity, and there's no reason for them to downgrade the branding, just to bring bread home. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like how those luxury brands, like Louis Vuitton, or I don't know about this, but I know Louis Vuitton, they would have, every year they have, like, items that they cannot sell, and they would rather just burn it all, right? Trash it, rather than having them on sale. Because they really, it's true. It's true. It's well known. Because they have to keep up with the whole exclusivity, the stance of exclusivity. If you see them like being discounted, then you'll be like, just wait. Wait. You always have this middle class people, buyers, that want to have a piece of that, but wanted to, look for a discount, right? But once you let that happen, then these people often are the biggest group of buyers. Then they will hold their horses, and then hopefully you will go on discount first, and then you're degrading not just your brand, but also your value and your revenue.
So there's no dead stock. It's just like everything's once it's gone, it's gone. Like,
but then again, that goes back to like how there's no map on being an entrepreneur, because when do you know? Do I need to observe my rib cage, how soft am I to, determine, I'm gonna go on sale now, where do you draw the line, How do I give myself 3 months prior before I die, like from starvation, maybe, like, how do you draw the line? It's always hard. It's a lot of information that you have to analyze
intuitively.
You have to watch the market. You have to talk to your peers.
Navigate through all that.
Yeah, that's why I'm always watching news.
That's why I'm always watching Bloomberg and shit.
Bloomberg, talking to your peers, right? Like, talking to people. In the art and design industry, but then not exactly doing what you do, but illustrators. So you have like different perspectives from
It's a confluence of a lot of things that we hear, we listen, we observe, and make that helps us to form decisions in where we want to go. So, I mean, I don't know how I got to this point, but I find myself now at arm's length with the federal government here. Right, I'm representing Canada on the creative industries trade missions with minister led. So I have a government capacity that I continue to evolve and build stronger relations with Canadian heritage, with the Canadian export strategy. I'm going to the Banff Forum coming up September 5th and 7th to talk about how creative industries play a pivotal role in policy decisions to make to make a better Canada. They quote literally issues that talk about how to empower and embellish the country. So that world is very fascinating for me. And I do not think that's definitely not a downgrade in my world. This is actually it's
a major upgrade.
It's a major upgrade, but also a very important one as like learning a new facet of myself.
You're growing a new arm.
A new arm in that world. I mean, I have been involved with these worlds before, but as now things are starting to really evolve, picking up more, right? So suffice to say, that's interesting. My my projects right now, I'm just trying to kind of assessing where I stand in this whole narrative, is that I am doing things that are more gallery and museums related. So I did something. I did a mural for the Canadian Museum of History.
Yeah.
I have my permanent art mural at the Canada Science and Technology Museum.
Yeah.
I've got my murals for the Ottawa Art Gallery. It's more municipal and community driven initiatives.
Good stuff.
It's good stuff. We went through a lot.
Good
I think
content.
really good
This
content.
is all like, this is all essence.
Essence, yeah.
You know, like all these years of life experience or
Experience.
experience as a designer and
Yeah.
an artist, all summarized in 2 hours.
It's, we can keep on going. It's
We keep
crazy.
on going, yeah. I'm getting down so
No.
on another topic, like how you're able to turn something, at least what I saw years ago, what I saw as disadvantage as an artist, with so much potential, but being put in a city like Ottawa,
Yes,
that seemed to be
it's a 180.
disadvantage. But then you're able to turn it and pivot it into something
The 180.
that is very unique, not to only to your work, but also becoming like a supporting hand.
Yeah.
That kind of pushes you into something that other artists are very hard to copy. That becomes part of your DNA, like that whole Canadian government, involvement in your arts and the promotion of your arts, all the support,
Yeah. It goes back to the whole 180, the opportunity lies in the 180, where a lot of my peers, of course, like, in the creative industries, they would go to the big cities, right? Naturally, right?
Yeah.
But then I stayed put.
Yeah.
Because one of the reasons, because I knew that digital doesn't matter where you are, but also the fact that the federal government is here, the politicians are here, that
you felt like you can make some use out of it.
Something could happen in this capacity. I don't know what it was, but I felt that I feel that I had the passion to be an advocate about arts.
Oh yeah, because you're born and raised here, right?
Yeah.
So
my stomping grounds.
Yeah.
And art as a soft power diplomacy.
Yeah.
Aspect of art in Canada.
Yeah, I think that's really powerful. Like having a Canadian government backing you up, like holy, like who has that,
Well, I mean,
that's really cool. That's a great achievement.
I'm very proud, and
it's still going.
I'm still going.
It's still going.
And I have some great relationships with
Yeah.
the Fed, and
that's not easy.
Not easy.
It's not easy, and it's not built in one day. It's like consistently, showing up and like networking, and then
the city model is great, and I love the city. Like it's got great. Like I said, like, I know artists. I might not click with all the artists here. I might not click with all the corporate here, but I love the city, and if there's anything that my art can do to empower, like my strength, like I said, my strength, it may not be in one particular thing. It's the confluence of my access, digital first, to different industries.
Yeah, that's unique to you.
That's unique to me. The strength is really putting things together, combining things. So the fact that my strength, I think currently that my affiliation with the federal government in the creative industry aspects, my strength would be like empowering through art to represent Canada on the global stage.
That's like doing the greater good.
That's the greater good.
The spirit of doing the greater good,
Because I think I have the energy and the passion to really show my perspective.
Yeah.
Like I'm not Anne and Green Gables. I don't paint sceneries with oil paint. I'm a digital artist, and that is a facet.
I know it's a group of 7.
Group of 7. Okay, I said. Well, we know a lot of tourists. They come in and think about Anne and Green Gables.
That's not only PEI.
I know. But that's one of the tourist. It's one of the tourist attractions.
Sure.
People think about Canada. They think about Anne and Green Gables.
Sure. Probably not group of 7 first.
Well, group of 7. Yeah, I mean, there's the group of 7. Okay, yeah, of course, the group of 7. But Canada's more than that.
Yeah.
Way more than that. And we this and of course it's part of our historical context. Yes.
Yeah.
But who are the makers and doers of Canada right now, presently? Who are the ones who are going out on a limb, traveling the world, entrepreneurs, Canadians who are really putting themselves forward in the creative industries? We need to tap that. We need to empower that. We need to support that.
Yeah, connect them.
We want to create the continuation of Canadian history. We already have institutions already supporting the people, the organized, the group of sevens or whatever, of all the historical content. But we need to develop things now, people now. That's how I want to feel, and that's where I think that I could, being a digital artist first, is already a unique. I think is a unique. Is intrigued. They're intrigued by that.
Yeah.
And my access to the world already is also something that I can set an example.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So
yeah.
for them to see it in a different perspective. So anyway, so that's the sort of like a long story short, like that's.
And that is after you spending the time staying 2 years. Was it 2 years in New York?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you didn't try. You actually tried. You actually, lived there for 2 years.
Yeah. 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, you decided to come back to
I'll come
Ottawa,
back, yeah.
and then I was like, why? I
So
didn't understand before.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then.
Well, I can't.
Yeah, it's
part of the reason why I can't.
It's right. Your decision was 100% right.
Yeah. Because like one of the reasons why I came back, because I understood like the whole it was like boot camp for me. I wanted to understand why do people romanticize New York the way it is. Why is it such a creative magnet? Why is it so like? So once I was there, and I did what I had to do, I met some incredible people. I still keep in touch with them. They're amazing people. Okay, but I understood the how it works and why it functions.
Mm-hmm. Kind of the formula.
The formula that what makes it like, and I realized,
is it for you though?
Is it for me? But I also realized New York is not the be all and end all. It's not the it's not the end game. It's part of the trajectory of my mission.
Yeah.
And I came back.
Recoup
and recoup and just sort of like take a lot of the knowledge I learned there.
Yeah.
To hone myself. But even though I was living in New York, I was still traveling to Japan. I was still doing my thing.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. So coming back, boot camp is completed. Really learned a lot. Really thick skin, really strong.
Yeah.
Continued to develop. But it's weird. But being in New York was not. Some people say, "Well, we went to New York. How did that do for you? Like you came back? Oh." Then I think it was like, well, shame on you coming back. But no, actually, I learned a lot there, and like I mentioned, the things that I've done there, some things I've done there, informed a lot of growing as a creator, and then when coming back, and then my connections with it's just a confluence of so many things that I started to also develop relationships with more like institutional components of in Canada.
Yeah.
Because when I was in New York, there was a Canadian Chamber of Commerce over there.
So they gave you like an inspiration or almost like a hint.
Yeah, and actually,
the universe dropped you a hint.
Yeah, and I was also, but in New York, there was the Canadian Chamber of Commerce that were there. They were like about businesses in Canada, and then people I met there was one guy from it's a long time ago, but he was at Carleton University, who is like an alumni representative, and he's like, "Wow, you're Carleton alumni too. I'll come to this event, blah blah blah." And through then, we fostered a great relationship, and it came back to here, and then that world opened up to more institutional access. And I don't know, it's just so many different things, but I learned a lot over there. I learned a lot, but I knew that it was not the end goal for me. It was not the end goal. And I learned and I took that experience and brought it here, and then brought it to all over the world, and then all the friends I connected with them, like, you know, I still connect with these people. They're incredible, very talented people. So it was yeah, I loved it. It was and no regrets going there. It was great. Yeah. But yeah, anyway. Crazy time.
I asked the question is because recently when I spoke with one of my mentors and then they're doing very successfully in New York, you know who, but he also asked me almost one of the few questions that he started asking me when we just sat down and started talking. He's like, why don't you go to New York? And then even though it's just a very simple question, but that actually means a lot of things, behind that question.
Yeah.
It at least I interpret it as like, he wanted me to get out there, try new things in a much more bigger market, right? And then you could be learning, like more influential people, and then plus, the economy, the way of the taxation and everything is much lower, right? In the States. I understand, his point of view, and then also he has very fond memories, like being his age, and then they worked really hard to start a company in New York, and then even when they were young, before they could start a company in New York, they often traveled to New York because that was the hub, even though Toronto is like a mini hub, like a mini version of New York back then, the 80s, 90s, it was really flourishing, right? It was a very exciting time. So they had very fond memories, and almost like a sacred play. It's like how you say the end game. That is kind of the end game at that time for them. And then he probably sees it happening for me. I could maybe like speed things up by exposing myself,
right.
or like and accelerating, in New York. But I mean, not that I cannot do it, but it's hard to, because like realistically, because my family,
of course,
everything is all
same here,
established, you cannot just walk away like that, and then plus somehow I feel that it's very similar to how you felt or still feel. I feel like I can, I mean, sure, maybe I don't make as much, generating as much pure profit, right? Net profit, after all the heavy tax and all that stuff. But I don't think that necessarily need to physically move there. I mean, I get all the perks of having physically being there, but then moving there also there is a lot of not sacrifices, but expenses you have to account for, right?
100%.
Not just moving, but also like the networking on a daily basis. It's a very hustle bustle kind of city.
It is.
Like, do I really want that? Am I really always this
that's right,
of an extrovert? I need to live in a freaking farm, like these days,
you need to align. So you have
way of life.
Your way of life. You gotta align with your energy.
Yes.
I have to align my energy.
Yes, deep down,
Yeah.
Deep down, that you have the answer already.
Yes. So I went to New York because I was curious. I want to know what.
Everybody's talking about it, right?
Yeah. Exactly. What is that energy?
Yeah.
I kind of felt it, so I want to know more about it.
Yeah.
And once I got there and I understood it, and then I came back, because for me, I never really felt that I want to live there.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like,
I think it can get quite tiring because, well, before I moved to Canada, I was in Hong Kong, right? So I grew up in Hong Kong, in equally, at least back then, hustle bustle kind of city, international city. So I grew up already not liking it, like you always felt like you're being like, pressured, not pressured, but it's almost like this, you're inside of this huge wave of this ocean. You're constantly, like there are other people around you. You're always like pushing here, pushing there, rushing here, rushing there. If you're not doing something, people are doing something, you feel like you're comparing yourself.
Comparison, gossip, and all
it gets toxic, exactly, because like the personal space.
Oh my God.
It's like right in your face, like, and then it's just too much, like you need space.
Totally.
That's
how I feel too.
Yeah, so
I mean, I wasn't born in that world, but
you travel enough
to
understand.
I got a good taste of it.
Yeah.
Um, but I agree with you. I don't believe that to get your opportunities requires you to be at the center of that place every day, every single moment.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I go back to New York and I go, when's the last time you guys hung out? Well, the last time you were here.
Yeah, and they could be neighbors, you know?
Yeah, and it could be like they don't even talk to each other.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so for me, I'm like, well, knowing that I travel the world anyway, I mean, I go places, then I want to activate my brain, activate in a way that if I want the hustle and bustle, I'll go when it's time.
Yeah.
If I
want to open that mystery box,
I'll go when it's time. When I want to activate my tranquility and peacefulness, I have a base here. Yeah. So I think it's more advantageous for us. I think it's also healthy for us creatives to be able to access the whole 360 of experience.
Yes. Balancing
those two worlds. Just because you're there doesn't mean it's going to guarantee.
Doesn't mean that it's going to be productive.
No, definitely not. And look, like we are in the digital age. We have these tools. Mm-hmm. Like we can work smarter, not harder. Mm-hmm. And because we don't want to be surrounded by gossip and human behavior based on irrational competition hierarchy. I was like, no, I think we need to have balance. And I think society is finally kind of understanding that. But we are now already, I like to think we have I think that we kind of understand this.
Yeah, and it's becoming more accepted.
It's more accepted.
Yeah, but this is kind of like breach out to another topic
I know.
that I kind of talked about with my coworker at work.
Yeah.
Who's a receptionist? I just briefly told you about.
Yeah.
Because she is just 1 year younger than I am.
Yeah.
And then with all the life story that I just quickly told you about her, that she had it really rough, the past 10 years, losing loved ones, yada yada yada. And then we think that our generation, like people born, maybe not so much in the 70s. You consider 80s.
Yeah, I'm an 80s kid. Yeah.
So 80s.
Transformers, man. Transformers.
80s to 90s.
Yeah.
And then I'm not talking about after 90s. I'm talking about like these 10 years. The people born these 10 years. Not people born in 75, but maybe like 79 or 80, 80 to 90.
Yeah.
Or maybe like 80 to 85, 86. Like this group of people. Yeah. We have this gift that other generations don't have. Oh. We are more aware of the voodoo, the spirituality, being able to connect our daily experience with how the whole randomness of the universe, and being able to accept, things may not happen that way. I suppose destiny or fate, whatever you call it,
Oh yeah.
More spiritually, awakened, I suppose.
Oh,
because our past generation, like our parents, baby boomers, they're more concerned about practicality.
Totally.
Bringing bread, to the table.
That's right.
Making ends meet. I'm not saying we are not doing that, but it's because we are the generation that they give birth to.
Yeah.
So they already took care of that, right?
Yeah.
So we're not literally starving ourselves, right? Like so we can like move on to our effort from make our ends meet to moving on something to what do I want to do? My self-identity,
It's Maslow's hierarchy of needs, this self-actualization.
Yes. But then if you observe, not to spread any hate or, label anything, just my own observation, right? Mm-hmm. And then the younger generations after us, they are swinging too much on that. on the whole spirituality, and then not blaming, but then almost sounds maybe because they're still young, maybe they still need some time to for some self-actualization, some self-realization. But then I feel like they are a little bit more soft. Like they would say, oh, like how you hear about memes or on social media they were talking about dealing with Gen Z.
Yeah.
They're more strawberry generations. They're easily bruised, right? They cannot take hard labor, but they can go to the gym, that kind of thing, You know what I'm saying? Like they're not as
Well, I
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I think we're very special.
I wonder. I think maybe one of the reasons why that every generation has something different.
And I also feel bad for the younger generation because like things are becoming
worse and worse.
Worse and worse.
Yeah.
Becoming much more complicated than it needs to be.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's bad for your mental.
Yeah.
And then not to mention the crazy inflation. Everything is so expensive,
See, I think one thing, and
then too much social media, too much.
Oh yeah.
Because they grew up with social media.
Well,
They're the first generation.
So correct me if I'm wrong, because I think that what we have is because we went through a transition from analog to digital. You spit out the exact same word that I was just thinking at the same time when you spit it out. So it's like through that
balance of digital and analog.
That's right.
We had both together growing up. So we appreciate both worlds, and we're being able to apply and to adapt to these two different molds.
Right. Those two molds. That's right. So
so our parents are all about analog, right?
Yeah.
And then the new age is all about digital.
All digital.
So it's like
and it's yet to
be too grounded and way off ground.
And I wonder this again. I do question whether the things that are people who are born using digital everything, right? Like, does that have an impact on the development when they're growing up as kids?
I would think so. It's just like how you're saying, like digital artists, but then you need your cooking time, right?
Yeah.
You need that because as human being, we need to able to touch things, feel things, do tangible things.
We have to we have to. Back in the day, even further down, we got hunger food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got to do what we got to, But nowadays, everything is just like look at screen, tap, order.
It's the same thing as you jogging,
Yeah, it's like exactly.
Yeah.
It's like it becomes real. I think that technology, the connection, and living in a hyper world of convenience,
instant gratification.
Yeah. Tap of the button.
Instant gratification.
SMS.
Yeah.
Like
right away.
It's so instant, but the conversations are all like
superficial,
like
skin deep.
But it's like it's not even fully formed paragraphs or sentences. It's like all like,
hey bro,
like that's the conversations. And then when you when you who knows? I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but but when you have a face-to-face conversation, they can't really look at you in the eye because it's so awkward.
I'm bringing this up because it's not. I didn't observe this only from social media. I also have junior designers who are just maybe almost hitting their 30, like late 20s, and then some of them are introduced the boyfriend, fiance, whatever. Yeah. And then the girls are still okay. But the boys, I think oh man, I'm opening new topics again. Keep opening. Yeah. It's like this box within a box within a box within a box.
What's that? That's what's that.
And then some of these younger gentlemen, they're having an early self-identity crisis.
Oh, interesting. Really.
One of them work in finance. Very smart. But then his span of his what's it called? Span focus?
Attention span.
Thank you. Yeah. On his career, on building his career, it's so short. It's just one moment it's like, I'm into this. One moment it's like, I'm into e-commerce. I'm not saying that's wrong.
Oh, it's like interesting.
But there's no consistency to it.